Boom, and we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. We are episode 36. That is divisible by 6 and 3 and 2 and 1.
Okay.
So let's get started. All right, so we got 5 topics as usual. It was it 5? No, it was 4 topics.
It was 4.
It was 4. Yeah, I was wrong.
Someone got confused.
Yeah, I got confused in the last one, but we're adding it. We're switching it up to 5 now. The beginning ones were 4. Mm-hmm. I was incorrect. Yes, I did double check that. Okay, so my first one is CJay controversy. So we recently went to this is more about shady people. Okay. So this topic is about shady people. So it's funny how with celebrities, and then you go to their events and stuff, you never think that they would be screwed over for anything, right? Right, because you're they're running the event.
Yeah.
But then so I recently saw. So we went to this Rener Gracie seminar. And he was there with Brian T. City, and then I had some run-ins with the guy that was organizing the event. He was a little shady on our end. He asked us to do private classes for $12,000, and he wanted to be paid up front. He's like, I want that $12,000 now. I was like, what the hell? That's pretty sketchy. And then and I was like, yeah, I don't really have that much money. He's like, we can break it up into four payments. Come on, let's get this started. And I was like, okay, you're a weird businessman. I was like, all right, never mind. I can't actually do this. I don't want to proceed. But I'm still going to your seminar. Right?
Yeah.
So then we go to the seminar. It's pretty awesome. And then it's been 2 months since the seminar, 2 or 3 months. And Rener Gracie finally posted something. He's like, we got Jack for $10,000. So what? 10,000. Yeah.
Wow.
So what happened was that guy took everyone's money. So this is how the business model works. People pay the guy, Chris Robinson, I'm just going to say his name because that's what Rener did. Chris Robinson, he's held events in the past with different fighters, famous people, other people from the Gracie family. And what happens is that Rener, this is his second seminar there. So I don't know how the first one went, but this one, what happened, but in the first one, the Chris Robinson guy, he had a huge facility, a giant, a giant place, right? And then later, when we went back for the second one, it was in some underground basement. So it was oh, did you just lose money? What's going on?
Right.
But then it attests to a shady character. Okay, so the business model works like this: we pay online. We click on the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu site for the thing. We pay. Chris Robinson gets paid, and then he pays Rener Gracie and Brian T. City. Okay?
Yeah.
So when he paid them, he cut them a check for $10,000. That check bounced.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And then he contacted me, and he's like, hey, your check bounced. And then what happened was he just never heard from him again.
Right.
Okay.
He just ran for the hills or whatever.
Ran for the hills.
Yeah.
So then Rener Gracie in his video, he outed him. He's like, do not trust Chris Robinson. I'm surprised he didn't disavow his black belt or whatever. But he's just this is a shady character. Anyone I know, I would never recommend him. If Chris Robinson does the right thing, I will post an update, right? So nobody posted an update. So I'm reading the comments on it, and then Chris Robinson commented on the video on Facebook, and he's like, we already addressed this, Rener. Social media is not the place to address this. We should do it in private. I was like, oh, that kind of makes sense. Maybe. But it's just more you're just trying to hide your shadiness to the world.
Yeah, but maybe, but it's I think that he did do it outside of social media at first, but there was no answer, right?
Exactly.
And then this is the way he got that. Someone hit him to actually talk again.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's because it pushed him to the brink. Because then everyone just started I was reading the comments. Everyone was ripping Chris Robinson. I went to his page and I was like, oh, I wonder if it's blocked or it's an open page, and he didn't take it down. But then he hasn't posted anything on his social media ever since the last Rener Gracie seminar. It's almost he's this is gonna be my last one, and then I'm gonna get out. I'm just gonna take everyone's money and then I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
It's like a scam. And it was pretty sketch. Imagine if I had paid the $12,000 then never gotten any private trainings, because he's in North York, right? Well, we're in North York, but he's a little further away, so he's just oh, I just can't make it. Oh, I'm not here. Oh, but it's dude, I already paid you. It's oh well. sorry, I just don't have the time, or I'm leaving somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you got to watch your back for sketchy people. And it's funny because, like, intuition, right? Because when I first met him, when I was texting him, well, actually, the funny part is I first met him years and years ago because the academy that I was working at wanted us to do, like, training under him. But then, like, the academy that I was working at was already going really commercial, so it makes sense that we were learning from him. Because it's like he was the most commercially successful person. And then now, like, 5 years down the line, it's like he's scamming people. And it's like, oh, okay, that's why he was so successful, because he was scamming people the whole time.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
But yeah, like, yeah, it's pretty messed up, eh?
That's pretty messed up. I don't, why?
Like, how do you do that, right? And I'm surprised that, like, the backlash that I got, like, it's just like he just got hated on. He's like never, and then people in the comments were like, "Your career is done. Like, you better be looking for a new job," because it's like you just got told by the guy, the grandson of the founder of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and you're a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teacher.
That's a big deal, and I think that'll affect your. I mean, you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
There's
you're done
no way. Even if you give Henner the $10,000 now, that's probably why he doesn't give it to him, because your reputation's already shot.
Yeah.
They'll always have that video of you scamming Henner.
Oh yeah.
You know. But I don't know. I wonder how it's gonna unfold. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's just horrible, man. I don't know how you can.
Live with yourself, right?
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
you just took that dude's money, you know? And it's like, it's one thing to be like, because like my other friend was like, oh, now we know he gets paid $10,000 per seminar. And I'm like, yeah, but he earned it, you know? Just pay him what he's due. It's not like you came in there and it's like, oh, shoot, I have to pay $10,000. It was like, no, we agreed upon the appropriate amounts.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're choosing my services.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's pretty messed up. I wonder what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Only time can tell. But it was pretty funny because I clicked on it because it was like clickbaity, right? We got jacked for $10,000. I was like, how did they get robbed? I thought maybe it was like an LA thing,
right? And
then he like opens up with like,
so it's something that you were connected to, you know what I mean? Like,
but I didn't know.
Yeah,
so
right.
And,
yeah,
and then he started saying,
that,
he's like, we were doing a seminar outside of Toronto, and I was like, wait, I was at a seminar. And he's like, yeah, 2 months back. I was like, wait. And then he's like, Chris Robinson. He shows the picture. I was like, oh my god, I was at that seminar, bro.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then it's just crazy.
So you had to pay to go in, or
yeah, we all paid. It was like,
and that money was supposed to
go to him.
Go to
like they'd split it up, right?
Yeah. I get that. Yeah. So that may have been he kept everything.
Yeah, he did keep everything. Yeah.
So it's more than that, right?
Yeah, exactly. He only owed Henner $10,000.
Yeah.
But it's like each of us paid like, and there was a lot of people there. So like, if you got the whole day, it was like almost $500, I think. Like that,
right.
And then one single seminar is like 180.
Oh man!
So like you got a lot of money, yo.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah, that's crazy. But all right, so speaking of shady people, let's counter this topic with an unshady person, and let's jump into CJay.
So yeah, it was is an IRL streamer.
Okay.
Right. Let me just get this information out here.
CJay, if you don't know, twitch.tv/CEEJAY.
No, just CJay, C and then JAY.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
CJay.
So CJay.
All right.
There we go. You want to play it a little bit?
Yeah, all right. Jump in it.
So basically, there we go. Basically, there was a stream that happened.
Okay.
A hot tub stream.
Hot tub stream.
Well, it was, everything was under following the guidelines of Twitch still. Nothing was.
So no naked scenes.
Yeah, no naked scenes.
Okay, cool.
And then, so someone took a clip because there's an action that the girl did.
Okay.
And then someone took the clip and titled it like, I don't know if it was exactly titled because it was in Chinese.
Okay.
I think it might have been titled like Taiwan Girls Are Easy or something about EZ, right? And they mistook that the Taiwanese news as if he meant as if CJay had wrote that, right? So on Twitch you can make clips.
Okay.
Anyone can make a clip and title it whatever.
Okay.
Right? And so they it was another Twitch guy that started this whole thing actually. Like some Taiwanese streamer. I think his name is CK, and it's like a weird numbers and stuff like that, right? Okay. But I think it's because it's like a Chinese name, so that it'll show up as numbers on
right, because the characters don't transfer over. Yeah.
Exactly. So, so that guy went after CJay, saying like, oh, he's saying that all Taiwanese girls are easy, because in the chat, when that action happened, you see the letters E and Z.
Oh, so people assumed.
So they're thinking that. Again, I'll explain what the E and Z means. But
oh, that's crazy.
So they took that EZ, and then they took it like, oh, he's saying Taiwan girls are easy, and then took that other video of the clip.
Rough life, right, bro.
So, but he never said Taiwan girls are easy. So just to say that for sure, like he never said that, okay? And he wouldn't say that. So the letter E and Z, you'll only see it as E and Z if you don't have this. It's called BTTV emotes.
Okay.
It's called Better Twitch TV emotes.
Okay.
Okay. And what you'll get when you type E and Z is it'll show up as a Pepe the Frog with sunglasses on. We'll show you an image in the video.
Okay.
All right. So that's what shows up if you have that emote or if you have that extension on.
Oh, so it's a case of like misunderstanding.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a misunderstanding, but no one is listening to his side here, right?
CJay's side.
Yeah, CJay's side.
Okay.
So they're just focused on what CK started, and then they just everyone. So what CK did was like tell his viewers to go and report him. Okay. And then Twitch felt like they needed to react, but there was nothing that he did was needing of any reporting. You know what I mean? Okay. So, but Twitch did react and banned him for like 3 days. Okay. So, and then some people started harassing his family. No like it went that level, and it went out of hand. You know what I mean? Like it was not at all what they had. I mean, I think the intention maybe was that it is. I think there's like some sort of like a racist reaction to these white people in Asia. Oh, okay, I wonder if that's what that is.
So if you don't know, CJay is a white guy. So like give the backstory of CJay.
So yeah, CJay is he's from America, and he's been going and living in Taiwan for the past 10 years. He studied there and all that stuff, and now he wanted to live there, but he didn't want to like teach English. Okay. So streaming was a very great option for him. And that was when it was getting bigger, and he's made it like, so basically him streaming has also helped Twitch make a lot of money as well, right? Of course, yeah. So as people sub, there's a portion of that also goes to Twitch.
So an IRL is in real life. So
in real life, yeah.
On Twitch, you can have the option of either streaming your video game or just streaming like your daily life.
Yeah, or doing both at different times, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Whichever. Anyway, so Twitch, followed what the people were reporting as, and then they banned him for like 3 days for no reason, and not really giving an actual reason to CJay as to why. Right? Okay. So they kind of were keeping quiet this whole time.
So Twitch banned him because of the potential backlash. Like they're like they started to see some controversy, and they're like, "Oh, let's save our skin."
And I think so. Yeah.
Nobody wanted to even look into it.
I think so. But Twitch is also not speaking at all.
Oh, really? Yeah. On the case?
Yeah. They're staying silent.
Really?
Yeah, out of this whole thing. Yeah.
Is there a reason why?
I think it's just a business thing. They don't want to really get involved in it.
Okay,
in a sense. Yeah. But like CJay has done nothing wrong. Okay. In my opinion,
he's not even one of the most famous streamers either, right?
He's not, but he's pretty up there with IRLs though now.
Right, but it's not like a freaking million followers or anything. Him.
Followers? I don't think so. I don't have the follower count on me, but he does get an average of like about 1,000 to 1,500 views.
Yeah, so it's like so he's a moderate streamer.
Yeah, he's like a growing of course bigger than that, but it's still pretty big. Okay, yeah. He'll be when you search for him in IRL, and when he's streaming, he'll be on the top top chart kind of thing.
But that's interesting though, because it's like even if he's not a top streamer, you can't blame the top streaming thing on this one. You know what I mean? It's like we're
like when you report someone, it's for an actual thing where they've done something against the guidelines of Twitch.
It's more like they just jumped the gun on a person.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So then, after then all this harassing, he was off streaming for like two weeks.
Okay.
he only came back on yesterday because he's been talking about TGS for like most of his streams. Like that this is gonna be a big thing.
TGS is
so
technology.
TGS, no, is I think it's Taipei Game Show.
Okay.
Or Taiwan Game Show. So, and he's been talking about that, and he's wanting to stream that for a while, right? Okay. So it kind of all happened at this sort of time where he didn't really want to come back, but it's like he doesn't want to
let this ruin his...
Let this one... He doesn't want to miss this stream, because he's been talking about this a lot, too.
Of course,
He said that yesterday as I was watching it. But it's the story's still not done. He even made like a video for the Taiwanese news for his side of the view, because the news never got his side of the story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never got his side of the story, and just got the opposing side only, as if, and then portrayed him as the villain.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, this would be called fake news.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Right. So, he's been doing some stuff in the 2 weeks in the background, but like he's not fully saying what it is yet. And like he will reveal it. He said like yesterday.
Oh, he's working on a new thing.
Not a new, like he's working on a way to bring back his reputation and also cover him for these kind of defamation stuff that's happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But what happened to the people that like called him out?
So yeah, and it's not just that they're calling him out. Actually, well, nothing's gonna happen to them. Actually, right?
Exactly.
But like they were even giving him death threats.
Oh, no
so
way.
that's serious, and still Twitch is not listening to CJay's side, like, or they're just staying quiet. I think they know both sides.
Right. Does he have to watch his back when he's in Taiwan?
So when we were watching the stream, I was also on his Discord.
Okay.
And people were taking pictures of him.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, some people were like taking pictures and then like saying, "Oh, come at me" or something like that. Yeah. But they were doing nothing, right? But like kind of scare him in a sense, right? So, and it's not like he hates Taiwan. He's been living there for 10 years. He loves Taiwan.
Right.
And actually what he's doing with him streaming is actually brings people to go visit Taiwan.
That's true, yeah. He encourages tourism.
More people want to like go and visit him and visit Taiwan.
You're like, oh, I had no idea it was like that over there.
Yeah,
for sure.
And again, most of his views are North American. So I guess maybe there's like a misunderstanding of certain, again, these emotes things. The EZ is such a way, if you don't understand this, you're gonna get it misunderstood, right? For
sure.
And he tried to explain this in that video that he was showing, giving to the to Taiwanese news to show his side, but they never aired it, right?
Oh, rough, yeah.
So again, I don't know what he said. He's doing stuff in the background that's gonna help him out and stuff.
Okay.
So.
But when do we find out about?
So I don't know. He said he's going to talk about his side of view on his YouTube channel very soon.
Ooh, he has a YouTube channel.
He does have a YouTube channel, also called CJayRide, I believe.
It's not as popular.
Well, no, he puts it as VODs and stuff, right? It's just as like same way we have a Twitch channel,
right?
And something we put stuff on YouTube as well. This stuff is all on YouTube,
right?
We do a lot of gaming streaming on Twitch, right? That's kind of the stuff that he has it as, so he'll put something on YouTube.
Right, I understand.
He said soon, so I don't know when exactly. Then we'll get his side of view, his point of view as well, because I don't know all the story. Not everyone knows all the story too, because he hasn't said exactly his side of view.
Yeah.
And so basically, the story's not done yet, in a sense. But he did start his stream yesterday at the TGS after 2 weeks of hiatus. So. But he's kind of busy doing stuff in the background to fix all that stuff.
Right. How often does he stream?
Normally he would stream almost every day, take a couple days off. But like because once it started and
how
the
many
ban
hours does it stream,
so basically once the ban happened, which was 3 days, he was unbanned after. But Twitch said like they didn't give him the right to not that they didn't give him, he could stream, but they didn't give him the acknowledgement. Oh yeah, you can go ahead and stream. Right. Like he was waiting for that too.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And but how many hours a day does he stream?
Like a normal 8 hours, I think.
Dang, so it's split up between a serious job.
No, this is a full-time job for him, right?
Yeah.
So this is kind of affecting his career in a way. This whole backlash, which has gone way out of hand a sense. Yeah.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah.
That's too bad, yo. Because it's like.
And he had nothing to do with this.
Yeah, just like lost in translation can make you go so far. Have you ever heard of Nova? There's this like famous business thing where it's like they called the Chevy Nova, and then they brought it to I think like Spain or something. But Nova means no go, so nobody bought it because it's like the car doesn't run. See what I'm saying? It's like lost in translation to really mess you up.
But I don't. Yeah, it's lost in translation. Also, people don't understand emotes. These extensions.
No, but even
there's
that's
so much to this. Yeah, that.
Exactly. But like even that's a translation because it's like LOL. Like somebody that's not from our generation will be like, "What's an LOL?"
Yeah,
and then that's translation. Yeah. It's interesting how words now are like we're going from like different languages to a new language, which is online language.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like what do you call those? Not abbreviations. They're
just emotes, right? They're just emotes. Like
yeah,
emoticons and
exactly. Yeah,
emotes is a short form for another word. So. His story's not really done, and I hope it gets better for him too.
Yeah, true.
Because he's not like famous, uber famous to be able to have a bodyguard or something. That's a lot of money, man.
It's not like he's like a millionaire. He's just doing this. He's like getting quite good at it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stifling a career.
Yeah.
But speaking of, you have anything else about CJay?
No, that was it, I think.
All right, cool. All right, check this out. So, speaking of emotes, online language, and two sides to every story, all right, what do you know about the Trump campaign? What's your perspective of Trump? My cousin enlightened me to this one. I was like, dude, I didn't even think about this one. So, what is your perspective of Donald Trump? Not necessarily your perspective, but the overarching perspective, the whole narrative.
I don't know. I just know the reason why he was voted in, not necessarily.
No, but do people love him? Do people hate him?
Well, there's both sides. Yeah, it's like an identity politics. People hate him on the other side. They want him out of office, and then there's the other side that really likes what he's doing. Yeah,
all right. So check this out. So the general consensus on CNN, if you put that on, is they hate him, right? And then
of course.
if you put on Fox News, they love him, right?
Oh yeah.
So most of what we hear about Donald Trump is if you ask any Canadian, I always hear oh, did you hear that thing he said about women? Did you hear, oh, he's such a sexist pig? Oh, he's all this. Oh, do you hear what he said about those Haiti people? Negative. I'm like, yeah, that is pretty negative. But we only get CNN in Canada, so it makes sense that all they know is the negative stuff. Did you know that
we get both.
We get Fox News?
Yeah, we can get all that.
What channel though? We were looking for it on the news. We're like, what channel is Fox News?
I'm not sure, but I know we can get it.
It just depends. Maybe it's you have to yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But same thing. CNN just doesn't come like that.
No, it comes with basic cable.
No, it doesn't come with basic cable.
Well, what's basic cable?
You don't get CNN with that.
But
you get ABC, NBC, I believe.
Oh, what's the one up from basic cable? Because my sister was like, you get up to channel 50 with the lowest cable package from Rogers. But you're a Bell though, right?
Yeah.
So you're Bell. I'm Rogers. So on Rogers, basic cable includes CNN. It goes up to 50 channels, so you get 33, which is CNN. Mm-hmm. But there is no.
So there's no basic cable. There's no CNN on basic cable. But there is
but I mean on
NBC,
on Rogers,
ABC and stuff. No, I'm talking about on Bell.
Bell, yeah. All right, so that's another funny thing. It's like Bell and Rogers have completely different channels. You have to relearn the channel.
Well, of course. I mean,
no, it's just funny because it's like
they're competition, right?
It's like when. Anyways, all right, that's a whole nother topic of oligopolies and stuff. But whatever. So I didn't know this, that within the past 17 years. Trump has made America's GDP, or I think it's GDP, the record high in the past 17 years, preceded only by Bill Clinton.
What?
So we're at a record high for America's GDP.
Oh, you mean under his
rule?
Yeah.
Like with Obama, it's pretty low, but he brought it all the way back.
Obama was not low.
No. But
Obama started off low.
Of course. But now, because we're we're running it into the ground. But Obama didn't beat Trump. Trump's got a higher GDP.
But I don't think that's so. There, I have heard that
Yeah.
But there's two sides to that. It not necessarily means it was because of Trump. It's because of what. Because a lot of the things don't get changed right away once Trump comes into office.
No, of course. But like when he was so here's the backing of that. So what he did, he like cut the taxes from like 60% to 30%.
Yes.
For like big businesses and whatever. Yeah. So all of them are flooding back to America, and
of course,
right, and that's what's raising the GDP. I was like,
but that didn't happen now.
What do you mean?
No, it was already going up from before. Of course, now it's higher because of that too.
Right. No. But right? it's like if you really didn't
already
know
at a high point.
No, I get it. But I get what you're saying. But it's like if it really wasn't, if it's not, it's like well we can't give credit to Trump for that, but you have to because he's the president right now. He could easily have been sure. Screw it, no, I'm closing everything off. Under his reign, it's the highest it's ever been in 17 years.
Okay.
So it's like nobody's really talking about that narrative. You know what I mean? If you actually look at it from like an American point of view, although they don't like him. Well,
they're not giving him giving the credit. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like, dude, I didn't hear about this at all. Because my overall narrative in Canada is that like, oh, he's like a terrible person. But then when you hear this, you're like, okay, so what is he doing correctly then? You have to relook at that now. Yeah. It's like, yeah, he might be a bad person, but it's like maybe we can learn from this, And one of the things that he was saying was that he's focusing more on the American people than like externals. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, let's make it all Americanized.
Yeah.
Right. So I have another great example of that. So the Philippine president. Mm-hmm. So again, the overall narrative in North America is he's a drug killer. He's like an evil person. Blah blah blah. Right. He's like a vigilante.
Yeah.
Right. As a president, that's also not true because if you go into the Philippines, his overall trust rating is 82%. So out of 10 people, 8 people are like, I love that guy.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, so then what is he doing wrong? He's doing things wrong from our perspective, but how he has the name of like a drug killer, that's not even true as well. He was saying that if somebody's begging for their life in front of me, I wouldn't kill them. Mm-hmm. That makes no sense. The whole idea is that if you tell them to stop, but if you're on the drug shabu, you're gonna be like hallucinating, right? So you're gonna be like, you're gonna see your daughter as a demon, your wife as like cheating on you or something. You're gonna go crazy. So then when the police are like, stop doing that, they're gonna come attack you, and then you have a higher rate of killing them in the act of telling them to like stop. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you skew your facts? Right. So then this is really cool. So like right now, I think Philippines is the third fastest growing country in Asia right now. Mm-hmm. It's the third fastest under Duterte, and everyone in North America is like hating on him, but then people in the Philippines love him, and then Duterte's like, my obligation isn't to the rest of the world, it's to my people.
Yeah. Right? It's a populism movement that's happening.
That's what I'm saying, but it's like, it's just like the Trump thing. It's like, yeah, we're getting a skewed perspective, but like, what is he doing right? Yeah. Don't just focus on what he's doing wrong. Of course, like, just don't vote him in. So then my cousin's like, well, what if in 2020 he gets voted back in? And I was like, maybe.
But there is what he's doing is not new too. It's also what Bush did too. Those tax cuts.
Tax cuts? Okay.
Yeah, but that's like a normal Republican thing to do. One thing that that everyone was like, oh, cheering on Trump on. Even CNN was when he, I think, did the airstrike on Syria, the Syrian air base.
Everybody loves war.
Everyone, so everyone was saying that was a good job by Trump. Or something, I don't know if it was that one, particularly the Syrian one, but it was like one of those airstrikes or something that he did, either Yemen or Syria, I don't know which one it was.
Yeah.
That everyone cheered him on.
It's our animalistic tendency. It's like...
I think it's the money thing.
Yeah. Of course, that's what I'm saying.
It's the money thing. I don't think it's animalistic. I think it's the money thing.
Okay, what do you mean?
Who runs
the war, the economy?
Yeah, and who owns CNN and all that? Like,
oh, I see. So it's not the fact that
they can easily still go after him even for the war thing.
Right.
Eventually,
who are you being
everything was on the right side for for Bush during the war, but then once you saw like it's not working out, then everyone started hating him, right? But
oh, that's interesting. So it's like, it's who are you being backed by? So Trump's being backed by other people than the people that are running CNN.
Yeah.
Like he's not following their their protocols.
Trump? Ooh.
That's why he's being hated by CNN, except for when he did the strike.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're like, oh, that's a part of our protocol. Let's cheer him on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting. And additional side note is, I was wondering, like, how is the Philippines the third fastest growing country in Asia? I was like, it's such a small place. How does that even work? So my cousin schooled me on this one. So like right now, Australia gives donations or presents to the Philippines. So does Russia. Russia gave them a big boat with like a ton of like guns and stuff. But like there's this meme going around where it's like America like 200 million tanks, something like that. And then like Russia like 200,000 tanks, something like that. And then like Philippines 2 tanks, right? Like it's like a joke. It's like at any moment, and this is what Duterte said too. He's like, why would we go to war with a country like China? So like there's this like problem right now where like there was a problem while I was in the Philippines in like 2016. Japan had like invaded a little bit of Philippines' area because like they were saying it's theirs, and the Philippines like, no, it's mine. But then
you mean China? Did you say China or Japan?
I think Japan. I think it was Japan.
Japan? Or
was it China?
Well, China's the one that's next to it, right?
Maybe it was China. No, I think it was Japan who brought their boats. They had like their Japanese boats just perched there.
Okay.
Or maybe it's China. I'm not sure. Well, one of those countries.
Right.
So then there's obviously no way that the Philippines could defend themselves. So what they said is, hey, our fishermen are hungry because they can't fish there.
Yeah.
We'll put this argument on pause. Just allow our fishermen to survive.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, that makes sense. You know what I mean? So like Philippines is ruling through diplomacy and business strategy versus freaking
war.
Well, what? Versus war, because they can't do anything, right? So then I was like, well,
I think that's good. Yeah.
But right. But then I was like, but how does that work? Like, why would anybody want Philippines' favor? And they schooled me again. He's like, it's the major trading route between Asia, Europe, and North America. So if a boat's gonna pass to go from like, let's say, his best example is Australia. All supplies to Australia have to go through the Philippines because it's Philippine water.
Right.
So at any moment, if the Philippines is like,
oh, that's perfect.
You can't come through, then Australia's done. That's why Australia gives them donations and gifts all the time because it's like to keep that going. And Russia, right? That's why they gave him he's like, no, be on our side because we want to lower our taxes on boats going through your water. That's crazy, right? That's how economics works. When he said that, I was like, that blew my mind. It's like you don't even need war power anymore. You just need economic clout. You know, he's like, all right, we'll just because who's like, it's going to be a big deal if if they're like, no, we're pissed at you, Philippines. We're just going to do our own thing, and then Philippines like, okay, we're going to go to war. It's not that Philippines is going to lose in going to war. It's just it's going to be bad. It's going to be a bad look on the whole world. They're like, why are you going to war with the Philippines? Oh, it's because they won't give us free like transit through their pathway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like it's location. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty dope. It's like 2 sides to every story. You got to really know what's going on, and like strategy is key, man. That's crazy. And even this other one here's a great example. So I was saying to my cousin that like Duterte is almost like the prime example of Philippine qualities. So like we're very proud people, right? Filipinos are very proud. We're nice to you, but then the second you piss us off, we're like, we're done. You know, it's done. You know, so I think it was France was like, we'll give you all this money because you need support right now, right? But it comes with stipulations, right? Duterte looked at it, he's like, we can do without your money. Isn't that crazy? It's like, yo, we offering you millions of dollars, but it's like, I don't agree with these stipulations. Keep your money.
Yeah,
we'll survive. We have a hard spirit. You know, that's nuts, bro. Like that's true, like economic diplomacy at that point. You know what I mean? Like, it's like playing poker. You know, no one to hold them, no one to fold them.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I'm actually pretty stoked about that guy. Now that I hear about these things, but while we were down there, like everyone, because I know I was texting you while I was in the Philippines, and like, do you know how he got into power?
You told me, but I forgot.
So okay, so like you were saying, like, oh, like he's painted as like like a not so great person here in North America, right? According to like whatever.
Well, for
news
his, I
sources.
think it's only for his one action, which was the drug thing, right?
Yeah, okay.
Only for that action.
So there's that, right? But while we were in the Philippines, everyone was cheering him on, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why he won is because he used Facebook. He couldn't afford ads.
Yeah.
Like, it just like, because to compete with all those other people, you need heavy donations, but heavy donations come with big ties, right? So it was the people who voted him in. They passed the word around through like their social media channels, and then they got him into presidency. Even my cousin like had a Duterte sticker and like gave me all this paraphernalia when I went back, because he was like, yeah, we were supporters. Like they would do parades around their area, like vote for him, vote for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he's a true champion of the people. There was this Christmas one. I don't know if I could find it again, and if I remember it correctly. But he's like, "Merry Christmas, unless you're a drug dealer, because I'm going to kill you." Something like that.
So those are the terms that.
But it's like, that's badass, bro. Like, damn, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing that people don't like, right?
Other people in North America, but then when you put that out, Filipinos like, yeah, kill him, because there's like a big a drug problem in the Philippines. There's a huge corruption.
No, I understand that.
So like even with my own personal experience, like with my like, you hear about corruption all the time, but you never experience it. But like when my dad's trying to build something and permits wouldn't go through, it's because you had to lubricate the pathway by giving the money. But then as soon as he became in office, my dad's like, all right, I'll put my papers through, got it right away. It's only because he didn't want to pay the bribes.
Yeah.
But you can only do that when you have a president who's saying don't pay bribes. He was saying bring them to me and I will deal with them, and I was like, no.
Yeah, that's good.
Which was crazy too, because like there's a huge overhaul in the Philippines when we were there. Like everyone was getting out of office. Like every day it was like new people like fired from the government. He's just like, yeah. But
I don't think so. That's different though. I think he's also been in politics for a long time, so he's got the experience to know how to deal with these sort of things.
Yeah, that's true too. Yes, but like,
so there's a difference between that and Trump, who doesn't know a single thing of politics.
That's true too. But what's crazy is like, so Philippines was under American rule for a while, right?
Yeah.
So this was a mind blow too. So he came from I think it's Davao he came from like a Muslim area in the Philippines, and that place was conquered by, like, it was taken over. He saw so much like torment from the Americans as like. They took over his area, right? So that he held a grudge. So for the first time in a long time, there's no direct alliance with Philippines and America anymore. He's siding more with Russia because he's like, hey man, I've seen what you guys do. You know what I mean? That's crazy. But then Trump was like, I like what you're doing with your people. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, like you hate them, you love them. Like,
yeah.
Give credit where credit's due. Yeah.
But also, I remember other things though too. It was like, I don't think he was a Trump supporter though.
Oh, Duterte?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
he was saying.
I think
like,
he said he would have like.
He said
Clinton or something. I don't remember.
He said Russia just gave me guns. What are you gonna do, America? And it was like, dang, can't believe you just said that, on like news. But that's pretty cool. It's like, if you look at it from because ultimately countries are just businesses, right?
Yeah.
That's all they really are.
Yeah.
But like the reason why we're getting to war and stuff is because, like, let's say you're a business with like a hitman. You have the biggest hitman, right? But like if you're a true like business savant, you're gonna rule through strategy. You don't need the might.
Right.
It's sort of like a Godfather. If you ever watched the movie, it's like he grows into it through connections. Yeah, so, yeah, that was my piece. Well, what's your next topic?
So the next topic I got is Amazon Go.
Oh yeah, this is an awesome one.
So, yeah, Amazon Go.
Wait, no. Let's end off with Amazon Go because my topic's not that great. Okay. It's just interesting.
All right.
So so it's interesting how music now, because of the way everything is going, it's all becoming an amalgamation. Okay, so like when we were kids, so the greatest example was Fall Out Boy came out with a new album on January 19th, and I listened to it. I was like, this is not directly rock, this is not directly pop, this is not directly soul, this is not directly EDM, but this is not directly reggae, but it takes elements from all those things and creates music that's really good.
Yeah.
It's not like, it's almost like, what kind of music is that? You want to say pop, but it's like, it's not really pop though. It is pop. It's got like pop music, pop lyrics, but it's also got like like EDM in it, you know, and then it's also got like a reggae song, and you're like, okay, that's weird, you know. I don't know what to classify it as, but then they were saying themselves in an interview is like, that like music is moving in that way, and they're just taking advantage of it. They're just making songs that they like versus like trying to stick to a genre, you know. Because when they were kids, like, oh, you're emo punk, then you're pop punk, right? But now it's like we just make music. Like it's hard to define things now, you know.
I think there's a mix of both, though. Sometimes you do have to understand what's happening
for sure
in the music industry now, like what's more popular.
Yeah,
but you may also like that too.
Exactly. No. So 100%. But another good example is I just saw this interview. A$AP Rocky. He's saying that everyone's using the same kind of tunes now, right? He's like, I'm an artist. I'm not like a pony, right? Like a one-trick pony. Right. Like I'm an artist. So my next album's gonna be very different than what I've been doing, right? Because art is about growing, you know. And I was like, that's pretty interesting. Like that's another movement right there, where it's like, what kind of art do you make? Is it good? You know?
Right. But those are the risks you take when you make your own stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. What I feel like it is like you have to do something because you believe in it, and then sooner or later the whole world's going to catch on. There's only very few outliers, and then the rest of the world is like generally a follower. Everybody wants to be a fucking leader. I can't believe I swore. My bad. Everybody wants to be a leader, but like that's how upsetting it is to me. Everybody wants to be a leader, but nobody has like the gusto to keep being a leader. Because what does it mean to be a leader? It means being different from everyone else, even when everyone else is saying you're wrong. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like that's what a true outlier is, you know? And like people who just follow the trend are not going to make a like a giant, you know, like a Quake or, you know what I mean? No impact.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. That was my little bit of quick insight, that like music is becoming more diverse now. It's not really about like one genre. It's about like
and it's
making things that are good.
Yeah, and especially now that with like Apple Music and other things, like I think a lot of these smaller indies are getting noticed too.
For sure. Yeah. And it's funny when you hear about like artists like that understand that it's more about the art than the fame, because like you see artists who are like all about the fame, and then like when they get their money they buy a bunch of stuff, right? But like I was watching Fall Out Boy's interviews, and it's like they still shop at like Kmart and stuff. They're like, you know, I'm like a normal person, bro. Like
you know what I mean? People aren't now, the music industry isn't anymore like run by these
elites,
big
like
studios or whatever. Yeah. Because you can just, you know, go release a song and then it'll...
Yeah, a good example, Kygo. We saw that documentary. Yeah. Right? Like, Kygo was just making, like, remixes of stuff that he liked, and then people were like, oh, I like that. And then he didn't even know what to call it. He's like, it's like a Hawaiian chill? And you're like, what the hell is a Hawaiian chill, bro? You know what I mean? Like, that's not a real genre. He made up his own genre. He's like, I'll just call it this.
Exactly, yeah.
You know? But that's like all trends.
Well, I don't even think he called it that. I think someone ended up calling it that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he didn't call it that. Yeah, you're right. But that's why it's so important to like, it's scary but also important to like just follow your instinct, your intuition, you know? Like it's like just do it, and if it's a hit, it's a hit. If it's not a hit, at least you like doing it while you made it, you know?
Yeah. I think there's an attraction to that too, right? Like
they're free, man. They're their own spirit kind of thing. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. That's very true. But then it's funny because it's like we say that's true, but then why don't we advocate people like Trump and Duterte? They're being their own people.
Yeah. I think it depends on I think politics is pretty... it's a whole different kind of story.
Yeah, that's true. It's not like artwork.
Yeah. It's a totally different kind of thing, I think.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right, Amazon, go.
All right.
This is probably the most interesting thing I have ever heard of. This is like my dream.
So, you know, if you like technology.
The future is here.
Where it might go. Because, you know,
we're going to have a universal basic income after this. Get ready, everyone.
Actually, yeah, it's basically right, because this means, you know, there's no more cashiers.
Yeah, exactly. Universal basic income.
So those jobs are gone.
Here we go.
So who wants to wait in lines at a cashier?
Not me.
Right? And then, you know, they got to scan the thing, or they got to punch in that number.
You know what the worst part about waiting in line is? that awkward wait where you're like, I don't know if I should talk to you.
And then, you know, sometimes you might not have the card that works. It's like, oh, you got declined, you know.
Oh, yeah,
those embarrassing moments. You don't want that.
Yeah, no, we don't.
So how do we fix that? Amazon Go fix that.
Oh my goodness, Amazon Go. Go get them.
So it's a store with no checkout required, right? So like checkout, like in the cashier. So is using these pretty interesting technologies I'll get into a little later.
Let's comprehend that. No checkout.
Yeah, so no, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, everything, it's a virtual checkout kind of thing.
So how does it work then?
So this is what they're saying on their website. It's like an advanced shopping technology, so you never have to wait in line.
Wow.
Okay. So you just walk in, pick up your stuff, and you walk out.
Boom.
That is as simple as that.
That's it, yo.
So
how do you deal with I guess you can't deal with theft. You wouldn't need to deal with theft.
Exactly. No, because it doesn't work. So I'll tell you how the technology.
Like how do you?
So when you arrive, you have an app. You have the app on your phone. You tap in and you go into the store.
Oh, it's sort of. Oh, are they gonna lock the door so it's like you can only enter if you have the app?
Yeah,
because it's like
that's how it works.
Stop
that's how it works. Yeah,
from going in. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to tap in and the doors will open, and then you go in like any like a subway.
Cineplex.
Yeah, Cineplex or well, Cineplex has someone checking the thing, right?
That's true.
Like normally for our subways here now, you just use your Presto.
Yeah.
And the doors open.
Yeah.
So same thing like that.
Okay.
Right. So and then it's also kind of like registering you. Well, you're in the store.
Yeah.
To buy stuff, right? And then so how it works is using same types of technologies used in self-driving cars. So computer vision, sensor fusion, and deep learning.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, and so it's just it just walkout technology automatically detects when products are taken from or returned to the shelves.
Dang.
So even if you pick it up, it'll add to your virtual chart, and then if you put it back, it'll remove from your virtual chart.
They should do that for everything. Could you imagine that you just like click into the movie theater and you just walk in to watch a movie?
Yeah, I think it's on the line. This is also like their beta project in a sense.
Right. Okay.
I'll tell you something that happened to somebody that did it.
Okay. Yeah.
At the end. So
could you imagine how quick that would all be though? It's like, oh, I'm late for my movie. Run in. You don't even need to like.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Exactly. You just walk in. You want to pick up a sandwich. You just walk out. You don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah. Because that's one of the
scan
hardest
anything. Because I hate those self checkouts.
Yeah, because you don't even know how
I don't like using those.
Yeah, you have to figure it out.
Yeah.
But the worst one is like when you're like running really late for a movie, and then you have to also factor in the 10 minutes of waiting in line.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, to like pay for the ticket.
It's more about efficiency.
Yeah, efficiency.
It's all about efficiency here, and also about job loss.
Efficiency and job loss. I like it.
I mean, that's what happens with technology. We gotta accept it. You gotta accept it. So, and then. Yeah, basically it's on your virtual cart. Everything will pop up. You got to pick up a yogurt. You think so? They got sensors up on the ceiling, and they're watching you as you pick up the stuff.
So you can't steal, basically.
So you can't. Yeah, you're not stealing anything. Yeah. But so something that did happen to somebody, that they reported on it, where they did walk out, but I guess these technologies are still in a beta phase in a sense, so it's not 100% going to pick up everything. There might be mistakes. That's where the learning comes in.
Yeah. Well,
so she walked out with I forgot, like a yogurt or something that didn't get put into the screen on the virtual chart. So she kind of got it for free.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
So then basically she tweeted that, then Amazon's like,
oh wow, she even told them. Wow,
yeah, she told them, oh, is this like stealing? And then Amazon's like, no, it's okay, you can keep that. This is part of our learning thing to fix these sort of issues.
Oh, so if they mess up, is it on you? The liability question.
No, yeah, it's not on you because the technology is supposed to work like you walk in and walk out, pick up your thing and go out. So it's not her fault. Of course, it's Amazon's technology had some glitches or errors or bugs where they need to fix.
Right.
So I think this is great, but this only has one store, which is in Seattle.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah. So it's going to take some time, of course. It's a big, like, there's still a lot of bugs. I don't know if there's a lot of bugs, but like there's still, of course, stuff to learn. Right.
Speaking of efficiency, it's like Apple Pay is a part of that, like, efficiency trend.
Oh yeah, I love using that.
You know what I mean? It's like, and if you have the watch too, you just like click on. It's almost like we're going towards that future. Have you ever seen Seven Sisters?
Yeah.
I didn't fully watch the whole thing, but like, I saw the beginning. But they have those bracelets.
There's two different titles to that movie, actually.
Oh, what is two titles?
What Happened to Monday? And Seven Sisters. Yeah.
Ooh, What Happened to Monday? What Happened to Monday?
That's the title of the movie.
Is that like? Oh, interesting. All right, whatever.
Because I was looking for that one time too, and it was like, because I remembered that Seven Sisters, and I'm like, where's that movie? And then I found it, but it's like a different title for some reason.
Okay, cool. So with the Seven Sisters, there's like a bracelet that you can use to like access things, right? They have to like check or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just interesting to think about. It's like we could be going towards that future. We are in that future where now, if you wear an iWatch, you could just pay using your watch.
Yeah. So with the iPhone, you got to use your fingerprint to scan it, right? Oh, my voice is like,
oh my goodness,
messed up here. So
you're just so excited about the product.
Yeah. So, but yeah, with the phone, because it's already biosensored, right?
Yeah.
So you just tap it, right? So it's even more quicker.
You're so excited. You can't even speak. Can't even speak about the product because you're so excited, Vish.
I have no water beside me, so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I think it's awesome.
Nice. That's pretty cool, yo.
Yeah. Just get that Amazon Go app. Just fly to Seattle.
My goodness, your voice.
My voice like.
I think that was the sign to like end it. Is there anything else you wanted to say specifically about Amazon Go being amazing?
No, man. I think it's cool.
It's the future for sure. Like,
I think
that's really sick.
Yeah.
I hope all.
But it's gonna take a while. It'll take a while.
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
Once they have the software ready, then they can just do it.
But I mean, like they got a store ready, right? So that's exactly, a good step forward. Right?
But it's all about the coding now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and getting those sensors working exactly correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So it use the, because I'm trying to comprehend it. Use the phone and then use your GPS, or like how does it know what you took? Just the pictures? Like the cameras?
No, that's what I'm saying. Those are the sensors above you on the ceiling that are watching what you're picking up.
And what if you put it back?
That's what I said too. Yeah. So it'll show up when you pick it up. It'll show up on your virtual cart. When you put it back, it'll remove it.
Wouldn't it make more sense if you like it's the code is like whatever is in the vicinity of your phone? So it's like if it'll just know, like let's say you have everything's got like a RFID or GPS thing, and then when you come close to it with your phone, it'll
There's
know that you're
probably something
it.
to that, yeah. Because
that makes sense,
you
right?
gotta sign in, right?
No, but it's
so
like
they may know.
Well, why do you need the picture if it's on your person as you leave? They'll know that you took it.
If it's on, oh, you mean
like if each individual item has a specific code,
right,
and then that code activates.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This is still a beta, in a sense. It's
Amazon.
People can still use it.
Amazon, you should hire me for my brilliant ideas.
I'm only talking about the rough information of what the technology is. There's probably more to that.
Because I don't think it's just picture alone. Because picture alone wouldn't make sense.
No, it's not. It's not pictures. There are sensors.
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's what I said. There's
just make it all sensor though.
There's computer vision, sensor fusion, and
so that's different.
Deep learning.
That's different from what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like each individual product has its own barcode, right?
Yeah.
So if each individual barcode had its own like piece of code that activates when you're near a phone, I don't know how that's gonna work, but like then it'll know that you're holding on to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like a tracker. Each thing's got a tracker, and if it's on you as you leave, then it knows that you have the tracking. Like you you bought it, technically.
Yeah. I don't know how they do that. I don't know the ins and outs of coding and all that stuff. But
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe this is their easiest way or the simplest way to do things.
I guess, yeah. But I mean, for me, that sounds more logical.
No, I don't know.
Because like cameras is like, well, what if you have a bad angle and has a no?
No, it's everywhere.
Oh, okay.
It's all along the thing on the ceiling.
I see.
It's not like one camera.
Well, that's pretty cool.
There's so many of it.
Does it just have an expected rollout date for the rest of the world?
No.
Oh, too bad.
No.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Well, they have a video, so we'll put that on, right?
Yeah. We'll
a
overlay
little
the
show.
video.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty cool. Tech story today.
Nice. All right. So to sum up, understand that there are two sides to every story. Some people are jerks. Some people are not jerks. So follow your intuition. And the future is here.
And now. Future is here and now.
Here and now. Universal basic income. Please come fast. So we can all have some money.
Right.
All right. Till next time. You got anything else?
That's it.
All right. Take it easy.
Yeah. Easy.
Bye.